We don't need any more translation now, if that's okay, thanks. We're going to move on to the embargoed section for Tottenham. Darren, do you want to start the section for us, please?
Hi, David.
Hi, Darren.
Last season, Lingard decided the game in February.
Decided the game.
Sorry, I didn't.
Darren, do you mind?
Darren, it's the echo.
Sorry, shall I just go?
He's going to go to someone else's laptop.
Shall I come over here? Is that better?
Yeah.
I was saying that last season, Jesse Lingard was the difference between the two sides. Decided that he didn't sign. There was possibly an expectation that maybe West Ham would be weakened, but if anything, you've become stronger this season. Can you just talk about what it is about West Ham that continues to grow and isn't relying on one man?
Well, Jesse was incredible for us last year. He gave us something different in the second half of the season. Helped win us a lot of games and a lot of points, so we'll always be grateful to Jesse for that. But I actually think that we've got a really good team here. I think we've got a good group of players, and I don't think it would be ever about any individual player. And I hope that Jesse would probably have gone back and said that the players I played with helped me and made my job easy. But we've just tried to keep growing it. We've tried to get better. We know we've still got a long way to go, but maybe in January we might need to find that we have to find another Jesse Lingard if we can. We might need to add again to keep it going. But at the moment, I think the momentum we've had, Darren, from the end of last season, even through pre-season into just now, and the players are showing it, and we want to keep it going. We need to keep the levels up. So I hope that we can do that in the coming months.
It's one more from me. The game was a fascinating shootout between Harry Kane and Michail Antonio. I never really thought I'd be saying this, but they're probably just as worried about Antonio as you would have to be making provision for Kane. Would that be fair?
Yeah, I think that Michail Antonio deserves a lot of respect for the way he plays, and I'm sure he does. I think all the managers will do. But I can only say I've got huge respect for Harry Kane, the way he conducts himself and the way he plays, especially. So from that point of view, we know we're up against a top quality centre forward.
Thanks, David.
Cheers.
Thanks, Darren. Duncan?
Hi, David.
Hi, Duncan.
This is 6 months ago, Tottenham tried to join the Super League as one of the big six. Does it frustrate you that Tottenham are a big six team and West Ham are a top six team and you don't get the recognition or the plaudits that you probably deserve?
We've got a bit to go yet before we should get all the plaudits, the recognition. We've got to do it. We've had one season at it. I need to try and get consistency at West Ham. I'd like to try and qualify for European football again if we can. But it's a task because there's so many good teams in the Premier League at the moment, and Tottenham are one of them. So we've got a lot to prove yet before we get lots of plaudits. But the only plaudits I would give is to say that the players here they're doing such a good job. They're great spirit amongst them. They're getting into every game with a level of confidence and self-belief that we think we can go and win. So from that point of view, we'll keep trying it and we'll keep trying to push on and get results.
Jack, next.
David, Nuno, you obviously know, managed to leave practically his starting 11 for Sunday behind this week. Do you think that's a sign of their squad depth or just the difference between the two competitions that you're playing in?
Well, I can't speak for Nuno, what he does, Jack, but I felt that I wanted to continue. I want to keep good momentum at the club. I want to try and challenge in all fronts if I can. And yeah, we've had this before. We've had European games before, and we've lost a goal in the last minute in two of them. So we're mindful of it. But strange enough, tonight I felt that I was happy to play the players. Maybe the momentum, maybe the regular football might just be better for them. Those teams like Tottenham have been in Europe much longer and more often than we have in recent seasons. So maybe they're understand more than we do. But at the moment, I want my team to win in Europe and I want them to win in the Premier League, and I'm trying my best to get that balance right if I can. So I don't really know of his own reasons, but mine was to go and win tonight. I wanted to get myself in a position where, we had a really good chance of qualifying from this group.
Obviously, you finished above Tottenham and Arsenal last season. How much does the London aspect of it play on your mind each season, and is that sort of a target each year to lay down a marker in London over those two?
Well, I think finishing above Tottenham, Arsenal, Everton, Leicester, and I know we didn't finish above Leicester, but I think if you get to finish above any of those teams, you're going to put yourself in a really, really good position. So these are the games. I said we've got a real busy period. We've started this period well. Tottenham come into it. We've got huge games coming up. But, what do? We're just going to get our head down, get on with it, not think too deeply about it, take on the next opponent. And we've got a good team. We've got good players, and our players are playing well. And we've got a lot of belief in the camp. So we'll go and take on whoever comes and see what we can do.
Any more for Tottenham, guys? Shane?
David, playing against Tottenham's been quite good for West Ham. Obviously, there was the match in February where we saw the celebration with Rice and Lingard, the 3-3 draw, where you ran on the pitch a bit like David Pleat back in the day, and you're excited, of course. I'm just wondering, in terms of what's impressed you most as West Ham manager, would it be fair to say it's been the belief from the players that they can win these big games now?
I think when we talked about how could we change a lot of the things at West Ham, for me the biggest thing was to get a level of consistency at the football club and a bit more stability, and I kept using the word don't be flaky. So I'm not saying that we've got completely rid of that, because I wouldn't know exactly yet, because I think it's when things aren't going so well where you need to show what you've got in your mettle. But I think that our players at the moment are doing as well as MD. I think we've got a real good team spirit. We've got a real happy camp. And because of that, it's also coming because even like tonight, we're able to bring in players who come in and contribute and play well and show that they're part of the team. So we'll need them because, it only takes a few injuries and things can change very quickly. But I've got to say at the moment, we've got a really good group of players.
Thanks, David.
Thanks, Shane. Tom Clark. Thanks, Tom.
Hi, Tom.
Hi, David. Is there any injury worry over Michail Antonio today?
No, not really. No, just felt that it was better that we looked after him. It's something which I'll have to do quite a bit, and picking and choosing. Sometimes I'll decide that it's worth playing him. Other days I'll decide it's not worth playing him. So we don't really have any injury problems with him, but we'll always just try and manage and decide when we think it's good for him, when it's not.
Great, thank you.
Cheers, Tom.
Thanks, everyone. We'll leave it there.
Sorry, Ben, I got one last one. After the game against Everton, you said Král tested positive for COVID. I'm just wondering, how long do you reckon he'll be out for?
Alex Král,
yeah.
He's due back because he was injected, but unfortunately he got COVID. So I think he's due back in the middle of next week, something like that. Roisin, I think that's where his time's up.
Cool. Thanks, David.
Okay, cheers.
Thanks, everyone.